What's up, tubers? Hey, we all know Ford is bringing the Bronco back, along with its baby brother, the Bronco 2, or the Scout, or the Adventurer. We're not sure on the name of it, and we really don't care, because that's not really going to be for serious four-wheeling. But the new Bronco is going to be a direct competitor with the Jeep Wrangler. Today, all we got is a lot of rumors, a few test mules and camouflage wraps, and a lot of hoping and speculation. Let's see if we can make sense of it, and let's think like we are the designing engineers on the Bronco project. Two questions that I have are, what do we know exactly? And I'm not talking about rumors or speculation, and more importantly at this point, what's it going to take for Ford to go head-to-head and compete against the Wrangler? Here's what we know for sure. Ford has already stated on record it was going after the Jeep Wrangler. The 2021 Bronco will have removable doors and roof. We know it's going to be built on the Global Ranger T6 platform, which is proving successful in other countries, but not selling as Ford expected it to in the USA. The Ranger Raptor, however, is getting excellent reviews. No surprise there, huh? Now, Ford bought a Brazilian subsidiary a few years ago called Troller. And that Troller is now being built on a shortened Ranger T6. And guess what? It's the best-selling Brazilian 4x4. And you ready for this? Hold on to your hat. It's got a solid Dana 44 axle up front. But this is Brazil, and the only safety feature it has is seatbelts. So we won't see that here in the USA. The new Bronco will be a mid-sized SUV based on the Ranger and slotted below the standard length Expedition and above the Explorer in the Ford model lineup. While mechanically derived from the Ranger T6, Ford's chief technical officer, Raja Nair, stated that the 21 Bronco would be its own unique vehicle and would not be an adaptation of the existing Ford Everest, which is currently for sale in Australia, South Africa. Now, speculating, we can do this. But don't hold your breath for any of these items. Don't hold your breath for a solid front axle, for a diesel engine, for a manual transmission, and I wouldn't be holding my breath for something square and retro looking. Now, what are our realistic expectations? We can expect it to have all the latest traction assist, drive modes, connectivity, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, cameras, safety features, yada, yada, yada. The same options as all Rangers today are equipped with. It will have a Ranger front end, most likely with a shorter front end in order to obtain the appropriate approach angles. It will have a shortened rear end like the Troller has in order to achieve the excellent departure angles. Many parts from the Ford Ranger Raptor, possibly powerful engines, maybe a turbo diesel, maybe a bigger 6-cylinder turbo. Now, what are the must-haves just to even compete on paper with Jeep? I mean, what is a Jeep? 2-door and 4-door models. It needs to have 3 lockers, front, rear, and center. It's got to have good approach and exit angles. Minimum 33-inch tires on 17-inch rims. And it's going to have, which it needs, removable doors and a roof. How can it be better than a Wrangler? What will that take? On paper, specifications, numbers, let's talk about reasonable line item features that the Ford Bronco can have. Let's start out with no carpet. I mean, who needs carpet in a modified 4x4 that you're going off-roading, camping, wheeling with? Make carpet an option for the Platinum Mall Crawler Edition. How about a built-in air compressor? Nothing more to say about that. You know exactly what I mean. Better miles per gallon, a larger gas tank, meaning more range, pre-wired for electrical modifications, meaning switches, control panel on the dash, and then points of attachment under the hood and in back for our electrical lights, mods, whatever. How about a roof rack that actually works? One that does not need to be replaced with an aftermarket. One that's ready for a rooftop tent or any modifications that we want to put up on top. I want a solar option of some type. Either removable panels or fixed panels. But the wiring, charging, and infrastructure from the factory would be awesome. Shocks? Okay, now that should not be a big deal. Chevy built a nice shock for their ZR2 Bison. They're out there. And besides, shocks are nothing but an engineering feat. Should be easy for Ford to accomplish. Who doesn't want a 35-inch tire option from the factory? And here's what's really important. 100% flat, level back area once the seats are removed. Any one of those individual line items would put Bronco over the top, well above a Jeep. Now, this is what most of y'all really came for. The unfiltered Fjesterisms. That's right, my opinions. Okay, let's start with solid axle versus an independent front suspension. Solid axles are not necessary for 98% of our activities. So, for performance, drivability, miles per gallon, and safety ratings, I don't see solid axles as important to compete with a stock Wrangler. Independent front suspensions, if designed properly, can give the same performance with higher ground clearances. Rock crawling, solid axle, yeah, it may seem that way, but there's a lot of custom built buggies with independent front suspension. Look, we've all seen Graham Cahill in a mid-sized truck on 31s with no front locker, able to go everywhere his tribe goes with. And they're on 35s and solid axles and lockers. So I don't think that an independent front suspension, if it has lockers, is going to be a deal breaker. Where to me, bad miles per gallon and a short range is going to be a deal breaker. Look, I've done a lot of different four-wheeling, and the things that are important to me, in no specific order, has been tires, lifts, low range, lockers, not being too tall because you got limbs and overhangs depending on where you are, and not being too wide for the same reason. Overhangs, narrow trails. It's important to have skills to know where tire placement, tire pressure, which gear to use and when. Now, I have never been at a point on any trail where I've said, oh shit, if only I had a solid axle. Never have I been in that position. But, just like you and many others, I have been in the position where I've said, damn it, I wish I had 40s. Okay, Jeep Nation. Alright, let's admit it. Jeep is popular. It is cool. It is highly modifiable. It is poorly built. It will rust if it's left outside or if it gets wet. It is easy to repair, but that's because they break a lot. They do look rugged and tough and outdoorsy, especially when you're in the carpool lane. I'm going out on a limb and I'm going to call Jeep a cult. I live in a state known for cults. Yeah, I'm in Utah. They're all around me. They're in my neighborhood. If Ford is expecting to take a large portion of market share from Jeep, they're delusional at best. Some people will swap over as they are the emotionally weak people that have to have the most newest trendy items. Yeah, you Jeep Gladiator driving millennials with an arm sleeve of meaningless tattoos, bald heads and beards. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about you guys. You own drones and electric bicycles, and you've got your YouTube channel pasted in obnoxious graphics all over your Jeep. You will be the first ones to swap over to the new Bronco. Probably just for the content, right, bro? Some people will swap over as they're just tired of Jeep's bullshits and always having to work on them. Let's be real. Most of Jeep Nation will just get stronger and stay with the same Kool-Aid that they've been drinking forever. All of this is exciting. Competition is good. That's how we get better. More choices, more stuff to choose from, more people getting into the outdoors and leaving the ghettos that they call home. Now, Land Rover just came out with their new Defender, a shorty 2-door and a 4-door, and there's a hybrid on the horizon. What happened to Toyota? They're way behind on new models and major refreshes, but they are still outselling everyone. Toyota will have new shit soon, and now they get to see what everyone else is doing and maybe be able to one-up everyone? Time will tell. All right, let's keep speculation and facts separate while we're waiting for the 21 Bronco. Hit subscribe, hit the like button, leave comments. Let's talk. See ya.